Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to FemmeTarot. I'm Natalie, your international psychic medium and energy reader. And I'm excited to be hanging out with you guys this Sunday with my favorite people. All of you, you're my favorite people. You're my favorite humans. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you survived well the week. I barely survived the week. I get into it in the members live. So if you're a member of this channel and you missed the Fridays live, then you can go watch it. It's a bit long, but there's a lot of interesting stuff that we talked about. And I talked a little bit more about me, just sharing a little bit more personal tidbits about me. So if anyone's interested, you can join this channel's membership. And the way you do that is, hold on, let me bring it up. You just click on the join button down below, and it usually works on a computer, not on your phone. So if you're interested, it's $2.99 a month, and I try to do these members lives, and I give out free tarot readings, etc. Hopefully, well, I'm trying every Friday, but it's every second Friday if it's not every Friday. I hope everyone's doing well. I barely survived this full moon, barely survived this week. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad we have a little bit of a breathing room right now, astrologically speaking and energetically speaking, because these are the only few days that we have this year and next year where there is no planet that's retrograde, and that is until the 23rd. So today, no, yeah, 23rd today. Oh my God, I still have lost track of time, you guys. It's weird. I still have this cold, whatever it is, this congestion. I believe this is totally spiritual and totally energetic. So I can't kick off this call that I've had for the past 3 weeks. And I believe it's because my energy levels are quite impacted by what's happening collectively. So I need to do more work on that. Reiki helps, grounding helps. It's super cool. Usually, grounding, the type of grounding that I love to do is, aside from meditation and using crystals, etc., is also being out in nature, taking walks, 20-minute walks, just being out in nature in general. I just go for a walk in the woods or take my dog out or something along those lines. But it's been so cold and I haven't been feeling it, and I hate the cold. So I haven't been doing much of that, unfortunately. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? So before we start this show, don't forget to like this video, you guys, and do subscribe if you're new here. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Femme Village. What we're doing here, we are a village, but we are building a nation. So if you want to be part of the Femme Village that will eventually become a Femme Nation, then you should subscribe to this channel and also become a member too. How is everyone doing? How is everyone doing? All right, Macy says, I know, I've spoken to two psychic mediums, and they've been not well, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of it, including myself. So listen, we're doing a lot of hard work here. We're doing a lot of hard work, and it's not easy because there is, as you know, there is a spiritual warfare going on. So we're really fighting off these dark forces and the low vibrational energy that's around us. So it's a lot, and it's not going to get better. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, because I do have some updated predictions. I did share those predictions on Friday with the members of the channel, but the thing is, they were very, very raw, these predictions, okay? So I didn't have time because they were coming in. I was downloading a couple of days before Friday. So it started on Wednesday. And on Friday, even during the live, I was downloading psychic insights. So today, hopefully, it's going to make more sense okay, these predictions, because March and April are going to be extremely tough months. And this is not to induce anxiety to any one of you, it's not to scare anyone. It is just to let you know, okay? Just so you guys are prepared mentally as well as physically, practically all of it for what's coming, because these are going to be very, very tough months, not only astrologically speaking, but also from what I've been seeing from my predictions, which I will share with you in a few minutes. Hope you're ready. Hope you're ready. I don't know if I'm ready, but hope you're ready. So I just want to say hello to my favorite people, which is you watching this right now. How's everyone doing? Yes, defenders, thank you for all the work that you do. All of my mods do a lot of work. I love them. They're incredible, extremely supportive. So show them some love, everyone. You can just drop a little heart down below, down in the chat, just to show them some love. And thank you. Thank you for everything that you do. Hi, Kate. Hi, nice to see you. Tech checker Val, we needed you on Friday. There was a disaster with a tech. And I was like, where's Val? Where's Val? It seems like you bring me luck when it comes to the tech stuff, to the tech issues, Val. All right. Let's see. Val also says, you being a Scorpio, I'm sure you've been feeling it. Reiki Healing says, yes, this week was wild. This week was wild. And anyone who was a Leo or an Aquarius, we felt it. We felt it, especially because the full moon was opposing our sun when it comes to Aquarians. And wow, there's so many things happened this week. I was just like, I need a shield to just fend off all this bad energy that's coming towards me, all of it. But you know what? Chin up, head up high, and we forge forward strong with positivity and setting positive intentions for ourselves. This is how we're going to survive this year, pretty much. And the next one. But we're not going to talk about the next one. Let's focus on this year. Hello, Jim. How are you, my love? Hope you're doing well. Hello from cold but sunny Connecticut. Nice. It's cold here too, but not sunny. I wish it was sunny. We need vitamin D, natural vitamin D. We all do. All psychic, yeah. Yes, I'm going to take questions. So you can ask me anything you want, not readings, questions. We can talk about whatever you guys want, but we'll do this after I share with you the astrology of March and April, and I share with you my predictions. Headaches, super tired, super tired. It seems that everyone is very tired and everyone's super agitated. But things should calm down now because Mars, who's been retrograde since the beginning of December pretty much, today it's stationing and going back direct. And Mars has been in Cancer, so it's been a wild ride, as you all know. But again, it doesn't mean that we get much of a breather because we have other planets, and I'll share with you guys a little bit what to expect this, well, not this month, next month and April. Okay, here we go. We have Mars today is stationing and going direct. So what we are going to be feeling is that things will start moving forward. We're going to see that whether it's projects, signing contracts. Again, it's a little bit like when Mercury goes direct, where you feel that the energy is picking up speed and things are finally starting to move in the right direction for you. So that's good news, because that Mars being retrograde was a nightmare. Okay, now this one, which is Venus going retrograde, is going to be major. Why is it going to be major? And this starts on the 1st of March. So we are in the shadow period right now, and it lasts for a month. But it's going to be a very difficult month because it's Venus and going retrograde. And what does that mean? It means that we are going to be reevaluating our relationships, our interpersonal relationships, the relationships that mean a lot to us. Okay. Could be a relationship with your partner, could be a relationship with your siblings, parents, child. But here's the thing, anything that has been hindering our growth. So if you're in a relationship or in a partnership that has been hindering your growth and it has been going through the ringer the last couple of years, the last year, last couple of years, last few months, it means that that relationship, partnership is going to end. It's going to end. And some of these endings are not going to be smooth. They're going to be very abrupt. They're going to be painful. So if you're in a relationship, for instance, and you haven't been feeling it, you haven't been feeling happy, or you feel like your partner hasn't been, you're not connected with your partner anymore. Well, as soon as Venus goes retrograde, it means that either you one day will wake up and say, okay, I know what I want to do. I want out. I want to evolve. I want to take a different path in my life. I want to be single and just focus on me. Or it could be your partner. Depends on your chart. Depends on your chart. And you have to look at where your Venus is placed, look at which house, look at also rising and moon. You've got to look at your chart to understand what is going on and what to expect. Then we have Mercury that's going retrograde on March 3rd to April 7th, and it's in both Pisces and Aries. All right. So, and we all know what that means when Mars is retrograde, not Mars, sorry, Mercury is retrograde. Travel disruptions. I mean, the whole year has been a travel disruption, and the last year. We'll talk about all that. There's going to be traveling disruptions. Do not sign any contracts at that time, or there are going to be a lot of delays, miscommunications. Make sure that you save everything and you back up everything. Technology issues, health issues. That's Mercury going retrograde for you, but we're all used to it now because this happens every around 3 months. So we're all used to those 5 months approximately when Mercury is retrograde. So this is the astrology for the next couple of months. I just want to see what everyone's saying before we move on. And the UK really needs some sunshine. I know, that's the thing about that's why I left the UK. I could not take months and months and weeks on end without any sun. It's this constant gray cloud and the drizzle. No thank you. What if you have no choice but to sign the contract because time is of the essence? If there's nothing else you can do, then you have to sign the contract. But if you have the option to delay, to move it back or move it to another date, do that. Same applies for buying big purchases like a home, a car, an expensive phone, an expensive computer, expensive clothing. Don't do it during Mercury retrograde. Just don't. Try not to. If you have no other choice, then you have to do it. Okay. Same applies with surgery, by the way. If you are scheduled in, or you're thinking about having elective surgery, do not do it during Mercury retrograde season. Why? Why? Let me tell you why. Because 80%, 90% of the time, you may have to do a redo of the surgery, or there might be a last minute cancellation. They get you ready, and then suddenly the doctor says, well, I can't do the surgery today. Let's reschedule. Things happen around that time. It could also mean that recovery might take longer from surgery. So, but if it's not an elective surgery, so it is because you need to have surgery, then you'll be fine. Don't worry, okay? It's all about choices during Mercury retrograde, okay? Make sure that you don't plan things during Mercury retrograde. That's it. Obviously, life happens But it's about being deliberate about it. Don't deliberately um make any big purchases or big decisions or big meetings or sign anything during this period. Moon and Scorpio either, right? That too depends again on your chart, because that might affect others more than others. Gray and Drizzly, your psychic are so good. It's not my psychic abilities, it's the fact that I grew up in London. So, and you know what London's like. Okay. And then I went to school. I was in Somerset, so I was in the south. It's a little bit better in Somerset. You have a little bit more sun, but it's so humid. It's so humid. Okay, what is everyone saying? Oh my god, we haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Oh, it's snowing. You know what? I wish it was snowing. Like when it gets cold, I hate it when it's just cold and it's just gray and that's it. You're just like freezing your butt off. But if it's like cold and it rains, it's romantic. If it's cold and it snows, it's romantic. It's beautiful. It's peaceful. It's just, ugh, all of it. Portland, it rains for days. Seattle as well, right? Seattle is another place where I'm like, hey, you didn't miss 15 minutes, did you? Oh, yes, you did. But we haven't gotten into things, Oak, yet, because I always leave a little bit of time. I just want to catch up with you guys. And I always leave a little bit of time for people to come into to enter the room. Hi, Norma. Lots of love to you. It's the Sun in the 80s today are the SAG Awards. Oh, interesting. Go, Norma. Let's see. Okay. Snow is fun. Listen, I lived in Austria for like 11 years. Snow is fun when you're not used to the snow, but when you live in a country, in a place where it snows 2 months a year in winter, then you're just over it. I was just over it, really. The only good part about like winter, just like the good part of winter, when I take my dog out, I can wear my jammies, my PJs, just wear a long, thick coat over it, my Uggs or whatever it is, my snow boots, and then take him out, and no one knows any better, right? So that's the good thing about winter. See, I found something positive about winter. Everyone's like, no. No, some people love snow. Some people love snow. When a child, Iceland very cold and lots of snow. Iceland, that's on my bucket list, by the way. I just wanted to go on. My brother did it before I did. I was so jealous. All right. Okay. I'm going to share with you, everyone, my predictions now because I want everyone to be ready. Okay. Just a disclaimer. These are what I got for March and April, but some of them I feel might be even later on. So later in the year. We'll see. It's very hard to get timelines when you do these types of predictions. And honestly, these predictions, I didn't go about looking for psychic insights. They're really literally just I downloaded. And this was during, and fun fact, well, fun, I don't know if it's fun, but when a psychic medium or a psychic or a medium is usually under a lot of stress or is sad or is going through, that's usually when we open up a lot to spirit and to messages and psychic imprints. Yeah, fun fact. So, because my week hasn't been great, I was just like connecting to spirit so much and feeling things and getting things. But a lot of times when in your own life you go through your own, stress and there's everyday life, and then you've got all sorts of things that you're dealing with. Sometimes you just don't pay attention. Well, at least me, I might not be paying attention to what's happening or to what I'm receiving. And the funny part is they won't leave me alone. So I'm not going to sleep well at night. I'm going to have weird dreams. I'm going to feel a certain way. I might get like these mini panic attacks. And this is my body reacting to the energy and the frequency that's around me, because the energy and the frequency changes around me when I'm downloading in order to help me receive these downloads. So the spirit is like, girl, Knock, knock. Hello. We're trying to talk to you. Just to open up and listen to what we're saying. So eventually on Wednesday, I sat down and I'm like, okay, let's meditate and let's allow for spirit to send us the messages and the psychic predictions. So Reiki says, well, if you're new in this channel, you won't know this, but this is my happy top. I've had this for years, but because it is so, I love the colors. I love the splatter and the flowers and all of that. These are my favorite colors pretty much. So I wear it when, and I suggest this to all of you, when you're feeling a little bit down, you have anxiety, you're not feeling yourself, what you wear and the colors that you wear can change your frequency, your vibration. They can change your mood too. So I wore it today because this top makes me happy and I just felt like wearing it and make you guys happy too. We have someone else from Denmark. Hello, Denmark. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Okay, so, oh, wait, what is Scorpio Moon saying? Explosive device on an airplane in West. I read this just literally minutes before I came on because it was a busy day today with family, etc. And I didn't have it, but didn't I tell you? I told you this. I've been telling you last year, aviation, just generally, traveling and aviation are going to be hit very hard, and we're going to see a lot of events happening. Yes, they are. But I do believe, and this has to do with Pluto. I did ask some of my astrologer friends, and a lot of I did a little poll, and I'm like, what do you think is creating these aviation issues all around the world? Because not specifically to one country. And most of them agreed that it's Pluto and Aquarius being an air sign as well. Okay. Air, what travels in air is a plane. So they believe that this, and also the shifting of the poles is another reason. So a combo of these things. I do believe, or I want to believe, and I want to be positive about this, that now that Mars is going direct, that these aviation issues were kind of like improved. So we're not going to have as many issues, but we will. Because I've seen another, unfortunately, did mention it. I think, no, I don't remember if it was on Members Live or last Sunday, but I saw another accident with a plane, unfortunately. All right. So, okay. So I'm going to get everyone's questions afterwards because I want to start sharing with you what I got. Just so you know. Crash landing in Toronto plane. That was another one. So there's, I can't keep up. Literally, I can't keep up. I don't think we can keep up. Every morning when I get up, well, I try not to be on my phone and check the news and what's going on. But when eventually I do, which is after my first cup of coffee, it's depressing. There's something new happening every day. Depressing. So I do highly recommend that we all, if you can, like for me, I can't because I need to be on top of things regarding the news and what's happening around the world. But if you can avoid watching the news or reading newspapers or reading any media outlets, following in media outlets, just don't. It's depressing. All right. Okay. So let me share with you guys my predictions as best as I can, because there's some of them are still quite raw. Okay. And you know that throughout the year, I will continue sharing with you whatever I'm getting. Okay. So, one of them, okay. So let's start with I have them here. I'll take them in order. Okay. So I've written down because and this one I received today. So I downloaded today. Fighter jet accident. Yes, another aviation issue, but this is a little bit different because it may cause, I've written down, it may cause a diplomatic incident. So it feels to me could be, if you remember, it happened last year, where was it the Israelis that shot down by accident a fighter jet, and it created a little bit of a diplomatic issue. Well, something similar is going to happen in the next couple of months. The other thing that I saw was, and this was interesting because this I got from my grandmother. If you are a member and you followed and you were at Friday's live, I'm sorry, I will repeat myself. But I warned you on Friday that I was going to be sharing this with everyone. So my grandmother, who was like my mom, my dad, the person that I absolutely admired, adored, everything, and I lost her about, when was it? It was 1999 that she passed, and I haven't been connecting with her for quite some time because when she passed, I had a hard time accepting it. So I was constantly calling her and constantly tuning in and asking her to come forward and be around. And she was always around me. And at some point, both my guides and my grandmother said, "You've got to stop this. Let her move on. She's got to move on." My grandmother said, "I have to move on, honey. You cannot keep doing this. This is not healthy for you." And since then, I've left her alone. She pops in from time to time, but she keeps her distance. It's kind of like peeps in and stuff. But what is interesting is, because it's not normally my grandmother who brings me these predictions, or is the one who is there when I meditate and I connect to the collective. But this time she was, and she came in bringing a warning, and this is a tsunami warning. On Friday, I wasn't sure because, again, everything was so raw. I wasn't sure where was the tsunami. I believe that it was because it was my grandmother who brought the news about the tsunami, or the prediction. Initially, I thought Greece, because this is my Greek grandmother. And I do believe it's Greece, because now finally they came out and said, the scientists, seismologists, geologists in Greece, that indeed all these 16,500 plus earthquakes that the Aegean and that area has been experiencing for the last month or so are indeed from the volcano. As I predicted, the volcano is waking up. So the volcano in Santorini, this is the Colombo volcano. There's several volcanoes in Santorini. Santorini is a volcano itself. All right, that's how the island was formed. But this is not the island. If you've been to Santorini, you've probably visited the volcano, because you can take boats and they take you to the volcano. It's not that one. It's one next to Santorini called Colombo. So, but the tsunami warning was for Greece, indeed, but I don't think this is all happening next 2 months. But let me tell you, it was USA and New Zealand. Where's Data? Where is our mayor? Yeah, it was New Zealand as well. So from that, I connected that with the predictions that and the downloads that I received. If you remember, at the beginning of the year, December, January, which was huge, massive destructive earthquakes that I saw in Japan and I saw in the US as well as Greece, Turkey area, etc. So, and this coincides with the other download that I received, which was that I saw a bridge swinging. I thought, is that the Golden Gate Bridge? It was. So I believe there is an earthquake coming very soon. And in New Zealand, it's connected to Japan for some reason. For some reason, I heard it's not that there's going to be, I don't think anyway, that's not what I received. Maybe they will, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to get more information on that. But it seems that this earthquake that I feel around San Francisco, the Bay Area, is going to cause a tsunami. I also saw flash floodings, USA. I'm looking down because I'm looking at my notes. USA, I saw, and Czech Republic and Poland, by the way, for those of you who live in Europe. So floodings, like mudslides, floodings, it's going to be very, very severe. Okay. I also see these floodings in other parts of the world. I do see a lot of floodings in general all over the world, but specifically now for March and April, these are the countries or the places that I was shown, all right, with those floodings. Okay, this is important, everyone. Not that the others weren't important, but this one, because I cannot give you a location. I wasn't given a location. I wasn't given anything more than blackouts. I saw blackouts, power outages, blackouts, no internet, no power, nothing. It's going to be, and we're not talking about a few hours. It could be a couple of days. Okay. It could be a couple of days. Now, I've written on my piece of paper, intentional question mark. Is that intentional? Because that's all I got, the blackouts. Okay. I wasn't given any more, but you know me, I like to dig. And I was trying to get more information, but sometimes how it works with spirit is that in certain predictions, you get more details. Okay. You get, let's say, location, or you get more details as to what is about to transpire. In other predictions, you just get something, boom, like a flash, and that's it. Why? I believe it has to do either because it's not yet fixed. It could be that the timeline might change. So that event, whatever that event or that prediction that you received might change. Could be a little bit, things are a little bit fluid. So the fact that I wrote intentional with a question mark makes me think that the blackouts are intentional, if you know what I mean. Again, I cannot tell you where, when, and if I get that information, of course, I will share with you. Make sure you guys, you follow me on Instagram and TikTok as well if you're following the channel, because I post things over there, and I do want to start posting more, original content for these platforms. IG, I'm not liking IG right now. Instagram, the algorithm is crap. I keep getting served like posts and stuff, like Zach Peter, for instance. Okay, I went through and suddenly I went on Instagram and I had 5 posts of Zach, and I looked at the dates and they were like 2 days prior, 24 hours prior, whatever. I was like, why didn't I get this? These posts when he posted them. Anyways, that's Instagram. That's social media for you. That's Meta for you. Another prediction. So I also saw 2 funerals. And there's going to be a third one, but we'll get to that. I'm going down my list the way I've written them. I saw the funeral of a state leader. Okay. Which, what I'm hearing now as we speak, by the way, when we're live and I share these things, a lot of times I receive live more information, more psychic imprints. The funeral of a state leader. This could be a state leader. This could be state leader / dictator, or someone who has been a state leader for way too long and is not not a good person. So I see a funeral for this person, and unfortunately, something that was confirmed to me from spirit. And if you remember, I did say that I did mention this in my predictions, was the funeral of the Pope. So we are going to unfortunately lose this Pope and have possibly a new one. I don't know. I'm hearing, I don't know. I'm hearing Italian and German right now in my head. But anyways, the funeral of the Pope, and what I'm hearing now is it's going to probably be towards the end of March when all this happens. So, okay, this is a big one for all of you. Well, this is more so relevant it's relevant for everyone, but this is more relevant to Europe because I see UEFA. And I saw a huge soccer scandal where UEFA is going to be involved. There's going to be a scandal, okay, involving. So this this, I believe, it's either some kind of executive of UEFA or some kind of star soccer player. Again, it was very vague how I got it. Um, and it involves children slash child. Yeah. Yeah, but it's about time for things to come to light. It's about time, and we've already been seeing this happening since 2020, the end of 2023, 2024 as well. It's really shedding light to all that darkness. So buckle up, you guys. March and April definitely are going to be that as well. They're going to be huge, huge, huge eye opener months. I also saw I mentioned this on Friday on the members live that I heard while I was meditating. I heard this loud, huge bang, and I could not tell what kind of bang was it. So was this a bombing? Was this a bomb? Something else? A crash? Not sure. Now I know what it is. It's a I saw a loud and huge explosion happening. Now, again, I'm not 100% sure where, but subway or metro. So metro in EU or subway could be Canada, could be America. So I see some kind of bombing contraption, bomb or something exploding in the subway slash metro. Now, let me give you some positive stuff, because we need a little bit of positivity here. But unfortunately, with predictions, usually they're not always positive. Unfortunately, I hear you and I'm with you on that. Okay, so I saw this. Listen to this. I saw a lot of, you know how you look up to the sky, especially when you're somewhere rural where you don't have the lights, the city lights that reflect off of the sky and the clouds, and then you can't really see the stars. But if you look up in a rural area and you see how bright it is with all these like glittering glistening stars all over, you can even see, you know, the what's it called, the various constellations. And as I was looking up, I saw lots of bright lights, but these were not stars. They were bigger than stars, the way how we see them, right? They were bigger than stars, and they were extremely bright. And you know how in New Jersey and other areas, when they had all these drones, people were, well, not the drones, the plasmoids, pretty much, where people were looking up and they were seeing these plasmoids and how bright they were in the formations. Similar, nothing to do with extraterrestrials or drones. What I was shown, what these bright lights in the sky are angels and interdimensional and outer dimensional beings that will be gathering in our skies and will be seen by many, many people. It's not drones, it's not UFOs, it's nothing like, it's not some kind of like secret military, you know, what's it called? Weapon or whatever it may be. Excuse me. These are angels. They're here to give us hope. They're here to comfort us. They're here to say, we know you're going through it, but you know what? You're doing a good job. People of the light, people who work with the light, in the light, we're doing so much hard work. And they're going to come and they're going to show us that we're winning this fight and that they're here and they're going to prepare us for what's happening in the next few years. So I don't want people freaking out. If you notice these lights, or if people start posting videos and things about it on social media, know what it is. They're here for our own good. They're here to comfort us and to validate to us that things are moving in the right direction, the way that it was all meant to move. We are already in the fifth dimension. We already have merged into the fifth, into the new earth. This is why time feels weird. Timelines are weird. Our memories going. I feel like I've lost memories and I'm doing just fine. I do not suffer from any, I haven't had a concussion. I haven't, and I've been hearing this for so many people, right? I've been losing like core memories from my childhood, from a few years ago. It all seems blurred. It all seems blurred. When I try to look into the future for me, okay, my family, I don't see anything. It doesn't mean that we're going to die or it's the end of the world, but I'm just saying there is a merge that is just about ending in a few months. And that's why the world's crazy right now and we're all feeling it. So these angels, these beings are here to help us and here to comfort us. And I'm excited and I can't wait. Okay, I mentioned the Golden Gate Bridge, the swinging, and the earthquake. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Let's talk about celebrity a little bit. Well, this is the only one that I got for these next 2 months. I wrote down big celebrity crosses over, and this is going to be shocking. I did mention it in my 2025 predictions that I saw celebrity, big one, A-list, international, etc., crossing over, and this is going to create shockwaves all around the world. But here's the thing, it's not only that this person crosses over, it's also the cause of death that is going to be shocking. That's all I got. I don't know. I cannot give you more. Okay? That's all I got. My guides, spirit said, prepare people about this because this is going to create a little bit of hysteria, I heard. So this person, whoever the celebrity is passing, has a huge loyal fan base. So I believe this person is young. When I mean young, not someone old, someone who's in their 80s and you would expect at some point that they might pass. No, this is someone that is, it's going to be a shock. Yeah, I wasn't shown who. I wasn't made privy of that information, but here we are. The other thing that I saw is a train derailing. Now, again, I did not get a location. I do believe it's going to be in Europe, though. That was my feeling when I was seeing those imprints, those psychic visions. It is going to be in Europe. And you know what's interesting? So I saw that when I received that vision and I saw the vision, and I saw the train derailing, and then I heard Switzerland. And I'm like, ooh, is this going to be in Switzerland? And Switzerland has one of the best railway systems in the world. Okay. I lived in Switzerland for a short period of time. And I know they're extremely amazing state of the art train. I mean, they're not Japan, but I mean, I'm talking about compared to the rest of Europe. Now, when I heard Switzerland, they took me somewhere else. They did literally take me to Switzerland, and they showed me that there are going to be some changes regarding banking and taxation laws in Switzerland. And I believe this is the EU trying to cover its butt, because we know what's happening in Switzerland. We know that a lot of these dictators, terrorists, evil people out there, the 1% who are not part of the 1%, not all the entire 1% are bad people, most of them. But this is going to be because the EU is trying to cover their butt when it comes to corruption and money laundering. Money laundering when it comes to countries that are at very, how can I say this? Countries that are either at risk of war or are in war at the moment or about to get into war. So that's another one that's going to be major, by the way. Might bring a lot of issues with the stock market, which I've said this before, that if you have Bitcoins, all right, if you are into the cryptocurrency in general, you know what? I don't know. I don't know how cryptocurrency work. I mean, obviously I know, but I don't know exactly. I'm not an expert or anything like that, but I would say take your money and run, or take your Bitcoins and run, because I see a crash in the stock market, and I see that these are the last legs of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. And I've said this, I think I mentioned this last year, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty much, I'm not sure if I'd said it in public, or it was, I mentioned it to someone, but anyways, that's my prediction. Um, I also see mass knife attacks. I wrote mass in capitals. Knife attacks during protests in the EU and the USA. A lot more in the EU than the USA, but this is going to be a thing, unfortunately. People carrying knives, carrying stilettos, carrying even Swiss knife, anything that they can use to harm other people. And this is going to be during mass protests as well that are going to be happening all over the world. Uh, well, all over the world, especially USA, EU. I also saw a couple of countries in Africa as well. I saw, I hope it's not what I feel it is, but I did see the a village of a major tribe being burned down deliberately, and that is going to destabilize even further that country in Africa. Again, I wasn't shown. It could be, I'm not sure if it's Somalia, but it could be Somalia, because that's the sort of the direction they took me. I also saw Australia, for anyone who is in Australia. Major, like I saw like a lot of hot and cold weather patterns. So they're going to be very extreme. You guys are going to experience a lot of extreme weather patterns and the differences, right, of these. So you might have like a heat wave for like a month. I mean, now it's summer over in Australia and New Zealand. Might be that you have like really like intense heat waves, and suddenly it gets cold. You have rainy weather, floodings, hail, storms, all of it. Okay. So I see a lot of this, a lot of like hot and cold, like from one extreme to the other, one extreme to the other in Australia. Finally, last one, because that's a lot for 2 months, right? For the next 2 months. Again, some of them might happen later. But Trump's third assassination attempt, I was wrong when I said earlier this year that I felt was going to happen around the inauguration. That was my feeling, but it came through. Downloads, I believe it's happening now, the next couple of months. Trump's third assassination attempt, which is happening, you guys. I've been feeling it since the elections, pretty much, that there's going to be a third assassination attempt. This one's going to be, he'll survive it, but this one he will get hurt. The first one, it literally grazed his ear. Second one, they were able to disarm the shooter, but this time seems that he will have to be hospitalized. Okay, that's what I see, because I see him hospitalized, and I see him being wheeled in a wheelchair. So yeah. Let me see if anything else is coming through, and then I will look at the chat and see what you guys are saying. Yes, I forgot to mention this as well, which I mentioned on Friday. The other thing that they showed me, this was on Friday, was I saw a bed of roses, literally like it wasn't even a bed of roses. It was literally like a whole field of roses, but it looked like this massive garden. Like it belonged to someone who just loved to grow and prune and take care of roses. And the reason why I saw the roses is, and this is a tip and advice from Spirit, is roses are very high vibrational flowers. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Roses are very much connected to our heart chakra, and roses are very helpful to raise your vibration, but at the same time to keep you at ease and to make you feel like you're protected. And it's almost like you have this invisible veil of protection around you. So the advice that comes through is this: surround yourself with roses. So literally just go buy yourself a dozen of roses and just put them somewhere in your home. Could be also wearing perfume, rose scented perfume, roses, anything, a top or something, or anything that has a rose on it, just anything that symbolizes a rose petals, anything. Just for the next couple of months, connect to the flowers, to the roses and these flowers as well. Connect to rose quartz too as a crystal. Make sure that you carry it on you every day, and you've got your rose crystal, your rose quartz next to you before you go to bed. Okay? And that's it for our predictions. I just want to see what you guys are saying. Being wheeled around like a Hannibal football cat. They are my favorite special red roses. Yes, absolutely. So I think this is everyone's excuse to go buy yourself some roses and decorate your home. Put them in a vase, put them somewhere where you can see them every day, you can smell them. Theodore brought me some rose. Oh, see the kids, you guys are so in tune to what's happening. These are little light workers. Rose water, exactly. Spraying rose water on you, even on your bed, you guys, before you go to sleep. It's amazing. And crystal rocks my bed too. Play with my hand. Absolutely. Roses are connected to the Virgin Mary. There you go. 100%. So connect to roses. Connect to roses is coming straight from spirit. It's incredible. Roses, by the way, because I mentioned my grandmother, roses were her favorite flowers, red roses. So I do associate roses with my grandmother, which is crazy. Also, she loved to wear like rose scented perfume. And what I did was, when I was in London, I went to Selfridges. For anyone who's in England and knows, I went to Selfridges and I got myself this amazing Garnier perfume. And I engraved, and they had this offer where you can engrave whatever you wanted on the bottle. And I engraved my name and my grandmother's name. And I've been spraying myself because I don't always wear it. My kids say it like I smell like a grandmother. I don't care. This is my grandmother. I smell like my grandmother. And I've been, spraying myself with that. And honestly, I do feel much better. I do. I too rose books that are dry, you keep for 2 years or longer. Right. Although I have to say this, I'm not a big fan of anything that is dried. So dried flowers actually bring in bad energy in, because the flower is dead. So you're keeping that energy around. Do whatever you want. I'm just saying that me personally, I do not like to have like dried out flowers, whatever, in my house or around me for that reason. I've said it before. No, sorry, I didn't bring up the right. Yes, this is the right one. Sorry, too fast. I feel, lady, you're right, because I've said this before that I did. If you go back to my previous predictions, I've said before I did see Iran being behind some of these attempts and behind destabilizing Trump and the US as well. Can Reiki remove belly fat? I don't think so, but we do have a Reiki healer is here, and they can let us know. Forever Rose's company, yes. No, I don't believe he will step down because of the third assassination attempt. Actually, it's going to give him more power and more of an excuse to do more of what he's already doing, just so you know. Although, you guys, I need a tissue. And I don't think I have one here. Hold on, you guys. I'll be right back. No. Okay. Sorry, you guys. Okay. Let's see. Will President Trump continue to make drastic changes that grossly impact the middle and lower class? Oh, he's just started. He's just started. I'll just pull some cards on Trump if you guys want. Let's not turn it into political discussion. This is more so for informational purposes only. Okay, hold on. Let me see. One 132 people in the room. Don't forget to hit the like button. I do know that you're enjoying this live and then you might forget. So I'm here to remind you. Trump what he's doing right now is he's making more money for himself, but also I have to say this, he is trying to make more money for the US. Yes, he is. Five of Cups, people are not going to like the way he does things. He's not going to like, people are going to continue not liking those drastic changes. And these were like jumper cards that I didn't even pull the cards yet. Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. According to Trump, you guys, regardless of the backlash, regardless of people mocking him and the anger and the protests and all of it, Trump is having a great old time. He believes that he has the perfect team, having JD Vance, having Elon there. He believes that with this team and the cabinet in general that he has selected, that he is going to push through with his plans. All right. Knight of Wands. Actually, regardless what you guys think of Trump, and if this wasn't Trump, okay, and this was someone I was reading, I would say this guy, according to his plans, his strategy, and where he wants to take things for the US and himself, he feels very, very, very good about it. He's happy with the way things are going and how fast things are changing. And yes, more changes are coming with the Eight of Wands. A lot more changes. It's going to be bam, 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 bam. That's what I feel. And that's what I hear with this Eight of Wands. So he's just out there. He's literally trying to prove himself, not to his people, meaning to the citizens of the USA, but to the world. This is more so showing to the world that he means business and that this time around, as opposed to last time around, he's ready. Last time he was trying to find his footing. This time he knows because he's been planning this for a long time. Why was he planning this for a long time? How did you know you were going to win the elections? I'm just not saying anything more. Okay. Hi, Brian. We haven't seen you in a while. I was in South America and Antarctica 2 weeks ago. Our connection to Earth is really powerful right now. 100%. 100%. We are connecting very much to the world. I just wanted to say something. Some people mentioned the dizziness and feeling lightheaded and all that. Guys, the poles have shifted. That's another thing. We have to readjust to the pole shifting. So the energies are strong. We need to connect to Earth even more. That's the thing. We need to connect to Earth even more. We are beings that chose to be here, especially at this time in history, for a reason. So we need to connect to Earth. This is our mother, Earth. I don't know what everyone is saying. Natalie, will be here if Obama is going to be charged for forging his birth certificate because they just brought it up. It was fake 2 days ago. You know what? I don't believe that anything's going to happen with all that. Why would they waste time, resources, and he's got other things to deal with. I don't believe, you know what, they put out a lot. It's a little bit, you know what it reminds me, a little bit of this Russian sort of propaganda strategy that Putin uses, which is, you just throw a lot of information, misinformation, and lies out there just to confuse people, create chaos, to create discord, to create all of it, but it's not really true. Do you remember back in 2020, when was he, 2017, when he was the president, first time he was president, where he kept saying, he kept putting out fake news, right? And then he would go out in public and say, this is all fake news, all of that. But he was the one who was leaking all that information. It's a strategy. So don't believe half the stuff that you see unless there is a legislation or some kind of big change that happens, and you see the concrete changes happening. That's a good question. I I heard that it's like he wants to take away what, Medicaid? Is that, or Medicare? I'm not sure. I heard something because my husband listens to a lot of these political discussion. I just caught something because I don't spend hours and hours listening to all this crap. Let's see. No, but there are going to be changes in the insurance, in the, not insurance, sorry, the health system in America. The Emperor, hold on, Queen of Wands. Oh Lord, not gonna be good. There are going to be changes, and people are going to be left out, not going to be able to be insured. So I believe they're going to change, like, who is fit, let's say, to be insured, or to have Medicaid and Medicare. I don't know exactly how it works, but I do believe that you have to prove, I guess, that you are economically not, that your finances are insufficient for you to be, or that you're not working, or you maybe on disability or of some kind, in order for you to be able to have Medicaid or Medicare. But what I'm seeing is, yeah, there are going to be big changes around health insurance, because I have here the Emperor, the Queen of Wands. This is to cut down, I believe what he's trying to do is really trying to cut on expenses. And that's why that's why he's just going after Zelensky at the moment. I believe it's because Biden's administration really spent a lot of money and resources on this Ukrainian/Russian war. And Trump, he said it himself, and I believe him. He was sincere when he said it, that he wants to get his money back. Get, not his, but get the American money back. And so someone has to pay for it, and unfortunately it will be the insurance industry. Six of Swords. But there are also going to be some positive changes. There are going to be some positive changes as well regarding, I guess, the process or the waiting times when it comes to seeing a specialist or a doctor. I just heard now that they will, it's not, I don't believe it's going to happen soon, but they will try to create some kind of like a list, or some kind of, it's not a list, it's like a price list of different drugs and medications. And they're going to add like a plateau, so the pharmas will not be able to overcharge for certain drugs and medicine. That's what I'm getting. Danny says, I think, yeah, those two, I saw that months ago, that those two are definitely going to have a lover's quarrel. No, there's going to be a fallout. There's going to be a fallout. Right now, they're on honeymoon. Obviously there are kinks and issues, but once they start getting comfortable with each other and start, praising each other and feeling all like, yeah, we're powerful. Wow, we're making America great again and all that. That's when all these egos are going to clash. So this is going to be short lived. I've mentioned this in other videos, other lives, that I do see a temporary ceasefire in the area. That's going to happen maybe even now. Like, I do believe it's going to happen around March and April, but it is going to be temporary, the ceasefire. But even if it's temporary, a ceasefire is good because they need to reconvene. People need a little bit of a break from this, including you guys, the soldiers, and anyone who's fighting the war, because don't forget, some of these people are the soldiers and the veterans, anyone who is fighting a war. This is politics. This is not their choice. It's not their choice to be in a foreign country or their neighboring country and, unaliving people and doing horrible things. They do it because it's their duty, but it doesn't mean that it's what they want to do. So I have some empathy. I have some empathy for them. You're very welcome, Candy. Thank you. What did the technocrats do? Taking over America? Well, yeah, that was the plan. I wonder if this is a thing with the age of Aquarius. Absolutely, because Aquarius does rule technology. It's 100% what is it's all technocratic at the moment and will continue to do so. This is the age of Aquarius. Forget about what you knew. Forget about it. I saw the other day that they are literally testing flying cars. I know we've been hearing about flying cars since the 90s, but there is a company that is literally about to produce flying cars that look like cars, because there are flying cars, so they look like mini planes or like bigger drones without the four thingies, but they look like mini planes, let's just say. But they're literally now testing for them to launch, and things are going to, the age of Aquarius, things move fast. Make things move fast with Aquarius energy, the air. So yeah, things are going to be technocratic, and extremely, those changes are going to happen fast, very fast. Is the corruption in Switzerland associated with that Doge finding corruption and embezzling in the USA? Part of it also, but I do believe it has to do with the war in the Middle East and Arabic money from Saudi Arabia, Arabic countries, Lebanon, terrorism. It's more so connected to that than the Doge. I hope I'm saying it right. It's not dog, right? It's Doge. Instead, it's not so much the Doge. It's more so about, you know, I'm sure you do, but you know that in Switzerland, even terrorist groups can have accounts in Swiss banks. Okay. So something's going to give, and I believe they're going to start there. They're going to start there. They're going to make these changes because they want to disarm, in a sense. If you are able to disarm someone financially, then they don't have the means to buy resources or spend money to fight back or fight you. So to sum up, that's pretty much the gist of it. How I understand it from my vision. I'm sorry, I'm not doing personal readings today. I'm more so doing regarding what's happening all around us. But I'm really sorry. But let me tell you, if I don't know if you just entered the room, but the next month and a half, because Venus is going retrograde, is going to be very difficult, especially for people who are in relationships that are not healthy. If you're not happy, all of that, it might bring an end to that. I would highly recommend that you do a little bit of breathing exercises, meditation. Keep yourself calm, keep yourself grounded, and try to think with your with your mind rather than your heart. Usually when we are heartbroken, we are sad, we are stressed, we think with our heart, with our emotions, rather with our mind, with our brain. So I would say, just sit down, calm yourself down, really ground yourself, and if it helps you, write things down on a piece of paper or in a journal. Write down what are the things that you absolutely love about your husband or wife and about your relationship. And if there are issues in that relationship, then just write down in bullet points. You don't need to write a whole thesis. write down bullet points what you could do to improve the situation. That way, you're setting a positive intention when it comes to your relationship. And I believe this is going to help you. Thank you, Mecca. Yeah, hit the like, everybody. Okay. No, I don't believe that. I believe this is Trump. It's Trump. He's had time to sit down and think about his reign, because he sees himself as the king, right? His reign for the next four years. So no, he's not a pawn. He has an agenda, and let me tell you this: his agenda is primarily how he's gonna make more money. He's gonna make more money uh, from oil, crude oil. Yes, this is what all this is all about. Okay, and he doesn't want to create some kind of monopoly here. He does want to make America great again, but he's going about it the wrong way. I don't want to say anything more about that because there's a lot more I believe that we're going to see. So never dull day, right? Never dull moment. Oak says, I think Trump truly believes he's saving him. He believes in the spiritual law where they only believe where he's Spender taught him this. Yeah, listen, I do believe in some ways that Trump does believe that this is good. But it's all in the way he's from his perspective. He has a hard time being more empathetic and more sort of like inclusive, meaning considering everyone in America, from the super rich to the super, super, super poor. And I believe this is where he's missing the mark. He's just thinking about, I want to make America again, but he's just seeing like he has this like vision, this big picture, but he's missing all the details and how to get there in a way where it literally improves and betters America, rather than holding him, or not even holding America back, pulling America back. So it's going to be interesting. Will he take away social media? Have disabled adult? I don't think he's going to do that. No. Why would he do that? No. I know things seem extreme with Trump, but he's not going to go to those extremes. Represents hippie green community style and technology, such opposite. I agree. Let's see. Everyone's saying he's not taking, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Don't fight in the chat, you guys. We can all, everyone's welcome here. We can all coexist together, regardless of our political beliefs and whatnot, because politics is not what makes a person, okay? Politics is an ideology. It's not what makes a person. Unfortunately, some people take politics and really embrace the politics of and their beliefs, and they emulate that, they emit that, but we can all love each other regardless what everyone's voting or everyone's believing. Okay, any changes to housing market in the US? Yes, there are going to be changes in the housing market. It's not going to get better until 2020, end of 2026, unfortunately, because there are a lot of the GDPs going up. It's inflation. There are so many factors around that are going to hit the housing market, unfortunately. So don't see it getting better before Q3 2026, unfortunately. Yes, I do. That's a good question, Norma, because I do see, and I believe I mentioned it on Friday. I do see the big change, literally, because you've heard me talk a lot about the film industry and the big changes that are coming in Hollywood and film industry in general. But here's the thing: when it comes to the arts and the music industry and all that, we're going to see, this is very Aquarian, by the way, we're going to see more like these very different style productions, right? We're going to see more indie movies becoming more and more popular, or people wanting to watch more of these indie movies, or more maybe even international movies. Um, Completely moving away and dissing Hollywood, like Marvel movies and all that. No one cares anymore. No one cares. Literally, no one cares anymore, except for those super uber fans of Marvel and DC and blah, blah, blah. But all that is just going to go away. So we're going to see more quirky, weird, even installation art, like even, how can I explain this? So how I'm seeing it in my mind is like even like installation arts, in a sense, that they turn into movies, or they record them, stuff like that, like very, what seems like weird and out there, but actually it's what we want, it's what the collective wants, because it's a lot more honest, and it's a lot more art without all of this control around. Because in Hollywood there's a lot of control, right? There's a lot of control about who produces and how they produce and what's on the script and who's going to sponsor and the distribution and this and that and that and that. So we're going to see more independence regarding, or more independent filmmakers and more independence when it comes to the arts and the film industry. What is going on, Emeka? What is going on? No, don't insult each other, you guys. Everyone's welcome here. We're not here to talk politics. We're not here to have a debate. We're not here. We're here to really just come together as a community and help each other. So yeah, please don't. I'm way behind in the chat. Sorry about that. And I don't just mean Indian movies. When I mean indie, I mean like alternative, like more these like low budget, more storytelling, more character development, smaller budgets, things like that. Let's see. Oh, what about the Muppets? By the way, I was a big Muppets fan when I was little. Loved it. What about the Muppets franchise? All three of Jim Henson's babies, Sesame Street, the Muppets, and Fraggle Rock, loved Fraggle Rock. God, I miss it. Are falling back and slowly becoming lost art forms. Are they? What does the future hold for them? Yeah, unfortunately, yes, I do. My guides did confirm that. It's because everything's going to be based on technology. Here's another prediction that I got the other day, but it's not one of these major predictions. But I just remembered. You know what's regarding the film industry and the arts, speaking of, so this is a great segue to this. I see that soon we're going to have the first feature film, which is it's all going to be made by AI. And we're going to be watching that movie and hardly be able to tell whether it is real or it's AI. Just saying. And that is going to create a lot of discussions. And obviously people are going to be very opposed to that. And it's going to create fear, because that's when people are going to jump in and say, oh my God, AI is just taking over the film industry. And this is our future. And now actors are going to be, unemployed, and no one's going to be hiring. I believe that both can be true at the same time, meaning that we can have both like AI generated movies, but also the indie, like the more alternative, low budget, more arty movies. By the way, film noir is going to get its comeback this year and next year. We're going to see more of these film noir style movies. And unfortunately, what does the future hold for them? A museum. I literally, when I read your message, I saw them. I saw the Muppets. being in a museum. It is going to be a lost art form, meaning that, they're not going to produce any more of these types of Muppet type uh, films or shows. And they're not, because children now, they're not, it's not different generation, different times, and technology is literally taking over. So that's unfortunate. Love Jim Henson. John Mayer did. That was smart of him. That was smart of him, actually. Hi, Jesus. Hello, darling. Hope you're doing well. Low-key live AI. So I'll just say, are you an Aquarius? I'm going to tell you, I love AI. Okay. I love it. Love, I think it's a strong word. I would say I embrace AI. But as I've mentioned before, a ton of times, I would like for laws and rules and types of, like, let's say, sort of guardrails and safeguards to be placed on how we use AI, what type of information you feed AI, how you use AI, all of that, just to keep things in check. Okay. That is my main concern. But I'm all for technology. I want to be a Jetson. Okay. I want to use my flying car and fly into my beautiful apartment. Okay. And just, have my little robot do everything for me, all of it. I want to be a Jetson. Yes, I do. Sorry, not sorry. I'm an Aquarius. I can't help it. Uh, is those no? Oh my god. Oh, I love film noir. So do I. I studied film studies. I did my bachelor's in film studies, and film noir was my favorite. Absolutely. Looks promising. I know. I'm excited too. I'm with you on that, Norma. Absolutely love it. I love indie movies. Well, that looks promising. They can still work. We just need more entertainment. Right. Right. Yes, Peachy agrees. We needs to be regulated. It does. And the age of Aquarius is about breaking free from the chains. We literally heard Fleetwood Mac, as I said it, breaking the chains. Love Fleetwood Mac. But here's the thing, but in cases such as AI and technology, we do need to have control. We do need to have control over this. And more so, who uses technology and AI? Let's see. Hopefully I love these characters growing up. This sucks. Yeah, because Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock. I loved, when I was little, I was terrified from on one hand. I don't know if you guys felt that with the Muppets, especially with Fraggle Rock. And because I was always like, oh my God, the cave and what is happening in the cave and all of it. And but I was fascinated and loved it. Not a Jetson, says Ashley. Yes, I want to be a Jetson. Thank you very much. For some, the rise of entrepreneurship or more people leaving corporate. This has been going on since the pandemic and onwards, and this will continue on. I see a lot of these conglomerates, a lot of these huge corporate organizations and corporate in general, massive changes around that. Okay, they are the ones who are going to be using technology, because people will not want, already people, I read people all the time, every day, and a lot of the questions that I get is about career and future, especially last few months, last couple of years even, about their people's personal path and careers and what they should do. And I tell you, from the readings and talking to you guys, I see that a lot of people are leaving corporate, working for startups, or just becoming an entrepreneur, running their own small business, etc. And corporate leaning into technology and using robots, using AI, using all of it, all of that. And you're going to see in 3 years from now, because that's literally what I heard, 3 years from now, the first big conglomerate, could even be a pharma, by the way, um, company that's going to come out and say, we don't have humans working for us anymore. We're fully technology based and functioning and operating purely with technology. So that's coming. So get ready for that. Mine too. Mine too. Love Fleetwood Mac. Let's see. What are you guys saying? Do. Regulated and live actors need to behave better in their real lives. No, well, you know what? Norma is an actor. She's an amazing actor, and she is the most soulful, grounded, kind person. So the problem with Hollywood and the film industry is that we all add them in the same pot. We all think because of these big celebrities with their big egos. Look at Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds to reference a very, very recent example. By the way, I did a recent reading regarding the amended complaint. Again, it's in my members' lives, so if you're interested, that is interesting because that was a good reading. But aside from that, I know we just pack them all together, but it's not. There are always exceptions. There are always exceptions. And it's just that Hollywood has a bad rap because of these big egos and people like Weinstein, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah. Jesus is like, Kemper is a great example for what? For what? I missed it somewhere in the chat. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Peach tea with my foil hat on. You bring your tin foil hat on. We're good. We just had a strange UFO sighting in Malmo, Sweden. Oh, do tell. I have a theory that those things are parallel universes that are getting closer now that our veils are being removed. They don't live in parallel universes. They live in this universe, in this. They have this, they are extremely not, I was going to say capable, but that's a wrong word. But extraterrestrials are able to move through from one dimension to the other, from one planet to the other, and from one layer to another, from one frequency to the other. The reason what's happening now is because we are finally at that point where we are we've literally old earth and new earth have merged together. So it is now the time for them. They've decided now is the time where humanity, and because of everything that's going on, spiritual warfare, all of these energies changing in the universe changing all of it, is because we are now ready. Okay. We're now ready to see them, to tune into them, to just have contact with them. So they will, it's not a parallel unit, they will just change their frequency and be able to, in a way where we will be able to see them with our own eyes and hear them and all of that. So that is, it's a very good theory, a very good theory. And it, listen, there's so many psychics and people who have been taken from extraterrestrials. There's so much information there because there's so many different types of species of extraterrestrials as well. They're different planets. You guys, the universe is vast. Okay, the galaxy is vast. So there's so many things, but they will make themselves known. They will make themselves known. Oh, they will appear in front of all of us. Let's see. No, I don't. No, I don't believe it. No, a lot of that is lore. Okay, um, but no, there is no such thing as skinwalker farms. That is what mean the actors with big egos. Yeah. Oh, Norma, love you, girl. Most of the best actors are grounded and kind. How else can you believably portray people if you're caught up in ego? 100%. That also applies for spiritualists and diviners and psychics and mediums. Their egos, especially the big known ones, their ego just gets in the way, unfortunately. Yeah, I hear that from so many people that they book a reading with one of these huge names. They have to wait 8 months, maybe even a year. They finally get their appointment. The reader is either late, or they cut the reading short. And let's say you paid for a half an hour reading, but in the end you've only had a 15-minute session. Unacceptable to me. I I do not like that, and I will shout them out. I'm not going to give you names right now because it's not my experience, so it is hearsay, but I believe it because I've heard this from so many different sources, including from some people who are celebrities who I read and who in the past, and they said, Natalie, we'd rather come to you. I'm a lot cheaper, most more cost effective, and B, my readings for them 1 hour, they get so much from it because I do listen. We're human beings. Our egos are going to take over at some point or other in our lives, right? But I'm very conscious of trying not to allow for my ego to get in the way, because if that happens, I know there it my, let's say, spiritual career will be done. Okay, literally, it will be done. Not I may make a lot more money, but me, my spiritual connection, who I am, my core, I'll lose that. And I don't want to lose that because of stupid ego. So I always work on that. I always work. See, I get a lot of compliments, a lot of emails, a lot of stuff, and I could say, yes, I'm the best. I'm so great. I'm this, I'm that. No, down, girl, ground yourself. Yeah, you're good at what you do. But the reason why, you know why I'm good at what I do? It's because I work hard and I always put a lot of effort in what I do because I always want to help people. So I'm good at what I do because I'm not relaxed. I don't hold back. I do not sit back, and I work on myself a lot, constantly. But all these big names, they've written 5 books. So they don't really need to give readings to people. They make money from royalties, from TV appearances, from books, from talks, from live shows. So, they do these readings because they still want to have this connection with people. Fine. That's great. But your readings are not helping people because people are paying 700, 800, 1,000 bucks to book for you, and they don't want a 15-minute session for that amount of money. If you gave me, guys, that amount of money, we would have a 24-hour session. We would have a marathon. We would be on camera talking for 24 hours. Okay. Didn't he leave his corporate job to his own business and being a content creator? 100%, 100%. And you know what? Yes, Jesus, about Kempire. And actually, before he did that, he obviously, we were talking a lot about this, and there was a lot of back and forth, and we had 2 readings before he made that decision. 2 readings. The first one was like, I gave him the thumbs up, and I said, listen, it's time. Now it's the time. And he wanted to make because he's a Taurus, and this is Kempire, and I love that he is the way that he is. He doesn't. He will think twice, 3 times before he does something which is so big and momentous in his life, because leaving your corporate job and just leaving a stable income and a source of income to do YouTube and podcasting, where that could be risky. And this was, now he's almost at a half million subs, but then it was like, I don't remember, it was like he was at 100,000 or something like that. And he came to me, and we read, and I said, you know what, Kempire, do this. I see this in the next 3 months. I don't remember what I said, but or what came through. So, and he did it. And that's why, if you are going to take a huge leap in your life, or you're going to make a big decision such as this, yeah, go see your spiritual advisor, your spiritual coach. And your spiritual advisor will be able to help you to help you with the timing of things, to help you understand why this is happening now, what the next steps are going to be, all of it. So yeah, it's more and a lot more people are doing it and are going to continue doing it. Yes, a big shout out to Intergalactic Defender for the timestamp and Defender to help you. You don't need to put all of you just all I need some timestamps is the intro and then when do I start with the predictions and when do we do the Q&A. That's it. You don't need to go through every single prediction. All right. So I think you guys, I'm going to wrap it up slowly because I am feeling quite congested and I need to go get myself a tissue. I know. What a reason to stop a live, but no, but we're already 1 hour and 35 minutes in. And I love spending time with you guys. Oh, you have Jam. Oh, I love that. Yes, your angels are here. Yeah, everyone loves Campari. I absolutely adore him. Absolutely. And he is, and I'm mentioned this on Friday as well. He is a good, genuine human being and an amazing, loyal friend. Okay. And I'm an amazing, loyal friend to him too. Ride or die, 100%. But he is truly a good, genuine human being with sensitivities. And I adore him. And I am so proud and happy of all the success that he's receiving. And there's going to be more. There's going to be more. I can't reveal. I did follow your guys' advice, you guys, about my and I was great for a day. And then I'm back at it again, and I need to go back and do all of the natural cleansing, etc., etc. I'm telling you, it's spiritual. It's spiritual. We're so exhausted spiritually doing this work. Norma, anytime, my love. I would love to catch up with you. Anyways, we need to catch up. Yes, thank you, Danny. Hit the like button, everyone, before you go, because I know it's easy to forget. Oh, yeah. Do you know how many people have a reading with me and then they send me like all of their family members who are skeptics, actually? They get them to watch the YouTube and then they're like, oh yeah, I like her, why don't you book a reading? And now I have whole families, like siblings, mothers. I even have like bosses and employee, like I love it, you guys. I love it. And yes, spread the word, share this channel and this video or any video with your peers, with your family. It will help people. It will help people. Even if they don't want readings, doesn't matter. Just what we talk about here helps people, gives clarity, gives insight. Yeah. Well, that's what happened to Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, right? Those egos just got in the way. 100%. All right, you guys. Danny, are you cutting roses? Danny was there, so she knows. And sending everyone good vibes. So before we go, everyone, drop roses down in the chat because we want this high vibration and we want the roses to the roses energy. Okay, drop roses before we go, and don't forget, go buy yourself a dozen of red roses, put them in a vase, have them in your house, and you'll see how you will feel much better. It's going to elevate you. It's going to make you feel much better. And I can tell you, after my guide advised me to get the rose and I shared with everyone on Friday, I just everywhere it's roses. For me, I've been like literally going online as well and looking at roses, and I feel so much better. So much better than Friday. Yes, everybody. Yes. Yeah. Hit those roses. Wonderful. All right, you guys. So I'll be back next week, Tuesday. Psychic Jamie and I are recording another video. Heads up, I'm not sure, but it could be on the Delphi murders because I know you guys have been asking this for a long time. So it could be, or no, I'm not going to reveal, but it could be. I think we're going to do on the Delphi murders because we said we're going to talk tomorrow. We're going to see which true crime case we are both feeling. and we're going to do another channeling session. So that will drop next week. I'll be on whenever, whenever a little bit of time, because you guys need me so much. I have so many readings booked, but I know those help. So yeah. Thank you to Danny. Thank you so much for gifting a FemmeTarot membership to someone in the chat, someone who's watching this video. And send Danny your love. Absolutely. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, this is how you book a reading with me on my website, only via my website and this website, everybody. And I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Love everyone. Take care. Happy Sunday. Mwah.